So hi guys, today I did a quick job in the morning, but I was actually over near the South Downs in East Sussex, and I thought, well, it's a lovely day, let's go for a bit of a drive and use the Sony rx10 Mark IV. I had the A7R3 in the bag, but I've been working with that, so I thought I'm just going to utilise the usability of the RX10 and just go and snap. So I end up in Seaford after sort of coming past Newhaven, and you can see here a couple of shots. So I think that's Seaford sort of bay, maybe. I'm not quite sure. And you can see Newhaven in the distance there. But then as I zoomed in to the 600mm, you can see the lighthouse clearly, and you can also see the Brighton there in the distance, with their i360 tower, which you can go up and down in. And then I did a quick wander along, and there's some cliffs there. There's lots of graffiti, people's scratched in names and stuff from years and years ago, and obviously from today as well. To have a quick nose around. It was a beautiful day, it was so lovely and warm. Unfortunately, there was a lot of heat haze straight away, which is a bit of a shame. But this is quite a nice sort of viewpoint here. It's got a lovely old bit of rock, well, chalk, that's broken away from the rest of the cliff, so it's kind of like a little perch for some of the birds, as you'll see a couple of shots in a second. And a fake fort. So on the other side towards Brighton, which we've seen, where the lighthouse was, there was Newhaven Fort, which is a real fort, and it's really cool. In fact, if you look at one of my other videos, we did a photo shoot in there, in Newhaven Fort, which is pretty cool. But this one was on the other side, so I think it was made to look like there was two forts protecting the river and the port and everything. So it was just a fake wall and everything. But I don't know if it was ever attacked. Anyway, so this is a nice little area. There's lots of wood. There was an old walkway and stuff there as well, which I'm guessing is from the Second World War or something. The seagulls perched on the groins there, all doing their own thing. So all these all of these are shot at ISO 100, f4 to f5.6, f8 and a couple of them. So anywhere from the 24 to 600mm range, all handheld. I have noticed with the RX10, you just have to give it just under half a second for the gyros to spin up to stabilise the lens, to get a sharper image than you would do without it there. So the stabilisation does really work. It's not sensor stabilised, it's lens stabilised. That's why it takes a little bit longer to sort of stabilise the image. You can see it happening live as you look through. But the tracking focus, autofocus locking onto everything, and didn't miss one photo today at all, even moving targets like this seagull with either a crab or a bird or something, a bird or a fish or something in its mouth. There's a couple of people here skimming stones. You only managed two skims on every one, but you can see there it's just sort of frozen the stone. I think I was shooting at 1/2000th of a second, something like that. So wide angle shot here, kind of just proving the point that if you actually crouch down to get like something in the foreground, I could have done a few stacking images, so you'd focus on the flowers, then take another shot into the distance, and so on, and then you actually merge all the shots together to get a really sharp image. But it works pretty well out of the camera as one image. This is that fort I was talking about. It's just basically a wall, and it's even got the wildflowers have seeded into the bottom of a window, which is a bit bizarre, but it kind of looks cool. But yeah, so that's the brickwork there. Basically now walking. So basically now I've got to Berlin Gap. So bottom of Beachy Head sort of thing, just further along. Renowned for its sunsets, beautiful place. Absolutely stunning water. The tide and everything goes right out. It's just a lovely place, very peaceful, even though there could be hundreds of people there. Bit of a sun trap as well in the summer. There we go. So this shot here, this is literally how quick the RX10 Mark IV can focus. It locked on instantly, considering I wasn't even looking really. and it had actually taken, I think it's 5 or 6 shots in this period there. So, and then up to the top of Beachy Head. Love this road. It's literally so cool. It's super. Well, they resurfaced it a couple of years ago, so it's really nice. So just another thing here. So when you walk around, you just look down, and you've got things like this, the dandelions, whatever, and the buttercups there. So trying to utilise things that are right in front of you or below you, down in front of your toes, sort of thing, can really make a difference to the photograph. So I'm stood on the side of the road here, shooting at 600mm. I'd actually left the limiter on, so it was focusing 3 meters into infinity rather than full range. So I flicked it back to full, and this is what we got. So you can see the white line to the left there, just disappearing off into the picture. So the detail is really crisp, and it just works really quite nicely. As you can see there, the pier was in the distance, so I zoomed in there. There's a lot of heat haze though, unfortunately, so even though the photo is sharp, you can see a lot of heat haze in the building. It's just sort of rippling in the air. So here's just a bit of a video test coming up. So this is just a random shot of the tour bus coming, and I thought actually maybe I should do a zoomed in and then pan out and then pan past as the bus came past. So this is 30 frames a second, and it's smooth. It's zooming out and working really nicely. People waving at us on the bus, and off it goes in. And I just zoom in. So without changing exposure, that's why the mist was coming in anyway. But you can see there that no trouble at all, locking on focus. And then I aimed to the VW camper there. It's now the autofocus is working absolutely perfectly. Just locking on onto that. Super smooth. I'm just hand holding this, and it's quite windy up there. I'm just panning with it. So last few shots here. So we're up on top of Beachy Head, and you can see the Belltoot lighthouse in the distance. So I focused onto the footpath sign there, giving me obviously directions, leaving the thing out of focus. This is a random girl taking photos. Obviously that's quite cool because she's actually looking at the scene I was sort of looking at, but further away from me. Just wanted to see what the contrast and the depth and everything it's seen there. Here's another shot. So I put the camera down into a buttercup field. I focused on the dandelion there, and somehow they'd not lost any of the little seeds or anything, so it was in pretty good condition, that one. Seagull in flight. They were just cruising around. They're obviously quite windy. There's a lot of updrafts as well, so they were enjoying themselves. So he's shot at 600mm, and it worked really quite nicely. This one here, locking straight, is coming straight at me. 600mm again, just tracking the AF, just working brilliantly. And nice and sharp there, you can see, which worked really well. And the last shot was just a parked Mustang. It wasn't mine. And I thought the light was bouncing off the paintwork quite nicely, and it made really quite a good black and white shot. So it was just a quick hour. I think I was a little drive around, just done a bit of work this morning, and then decided to just carry on round and just have a little lovely sort of countryside drive and just enjoy the weather and just take a few snaps while I was out. So anyway guys, so please subscribe, please like the little notification bell, and please share. So speak soon.